Hello everyone, welcome back to FPL STAR. Today I gonna discuss about FPL popular buy-sell comparison and ranking of the player based on their performance in game week 11 and previous, and I will discuss who will you need to buy for game week 12. Before starting, if you are new in this channel, please subscribe this channel. Now let's start. For game week 12, I think the best buy is obviously Trippier from Newcastle United because he can give you some defensive point as well as attacking point. Newcastle defense looks good. In last 5 matches, 3 of them they maintain clean sheet, and Trippier got the clean sheet point from this match, and also the attacking return for Trippier is much better than any other defender. He give assist and he taking free kick all the time. So that's why I think if you don't have Trippier in your team and you have defensive problem in your team, then I think Trippier is the best replacement for your defender. The next one is a forward is Firmino, and he is in great form. He's starting in every match, and also Klopp said that he will play whenever he is fit. So I think now Firmino is a nailed player for Liverpool, and in last match against Manchester City, Jota also get injured, so there is no minute risk for Firmino now, and that makes him essential player. Because if you look at Liverpool fixture, West Ham, Nottingham Forest and Leeds. Basically, Nottingham Forest and Leeds match are very good for attacking return, and West Ham are not defensively very much good now because they are not well shaped. There are a lot of defender is injured like Joma, Ognova. That's why I think you should go for Firmino now, and that's why he is essential. And in last 5 matches he got 4 goals and his point per match is 6. So I think now Firmino is a very good option. Now move on to the second option, and third and fourth player for game week 12 you need to think is Harry Kane, and he is scoring in every match. In last match where he played against Everton, he also scored 1 goal, and that's why I think he is now a good pick because he is scoring in every match. So if you don't have him, he will hurt you and hurt your rank. And I think in premium option after Haaland, Kane is the best option for now, and that's why you should go for Kane, and he's a very good option. He will play next match Manchester United, and Manchester United defensively not very well organized. They consider a lot of goal against team like big team like Manchester City or other teams. So that's why I think Harry Kane is a very good shout for game week 12. Now move on to the fourth option, and it's Mitrovic. And I think if your forward line are like Mitrovic, Kane or Firmino in game week 12, that's a nice thing, but you cannot go for this because you have Haaland. But I think that in cheaper option Mitrovic is very good. He is now fit, and in last match where he played against Bournemouth, he looks very sharp. He had it 1 or 2 times, but I think the goalkeeper make a lot of save, and that's why I think Mitrovic is a very good pick now because he is fit, and whenever he is fit, he is a very cheap value player and also gives some attacking return. So that's why I think he is good, but I think he is not such much important like Firmino or Kane because they can give you multiple return, where Mitrovic can also give multiple return, but it's not in every game week. Now move on to the fifth and sixth option, and it's Mason Mount, and Mason Mount is great from now. In a last match he provided a very good point, so that's why I think in last 5 matches he got 34 points, where he scored 2 goals and provided 3 assists, and Chelsea looks a nice side to target now, and they will play against Brentford, Man U and Brighton in next 3. So I think this side is always concede goal, and that's why I think Mason Mount is a very nice option to have in your team, and a lot of manager is transfer him in, and I think it's a good move and you can go for it. The sixth option is Trossard. I put him in the optional category and behind Mount or Mitrovic, Firmino, Kane, because if you look at Trossard fixture, Nottingham Forest is a good fixture and it's a captaincy shout, but after that he will play Manchester City and Chelsea. So if you're thinking about long term, then I don't think that Trossard is a very good option, and that's why he's optional option, but his form looks good. In last match where he played against Brentford, they playing very well, but they are not taking shot from outside the box, and that's their problem. And that's why I think Trossard is optional pick, but he's not essential or good. Now move on to the next two people buying. 205k manager buying Salah for game week 12, and I think it's an optional option because he played very well against Manchester City, but just one match, also playing against Rangers in Champions League. But I think at present Harry Kane is the best premium option in second place after Haaland, and Salah can be very good because he has some nice run of fixture, but his value is too high. But I think he's an optional option because Nottingham Forest and Leeds match, if he is playing as a striker, then he's a very good option also. But at present he is optional, but I am thinking of him about in my team because he's playing very good, and he's out of position now and playing as a striker. The 8th option is Ivan Toney, and I think it's an optional option because in next match he will play against Chelsea. Chelsea conceded goal, but I don't think that Toney will give multiple return in this match, and that's why I think Toney is now an optional option. He is now second highest scoring forward in FPL, but I don't think he is now a good option. In last match against Brighton, he also scored 2 goals and got 12 points, and in last 5 matches he got 6 goals, so he is in great form. But he's an optional option because of the Chelsea match, and other forward like Mitrovic has a very good fixture, so that's why I think he's an optional option. Now move on to the last two people are buying, and 80k manager transferring in Eric Dyer, but I am not interested on them, and I told you that you should ignore this kind of move because Manchester United can obviously score goal. They have Anthony, Sancho, Bruno Fernandes and Rashford, Ronaldo, so they are a very good side to score goal, and that's why I don't think bringing Eric Dyer now is a very good option. And also he has fixer like Newcastle who are scoring goal, and Liverpool also hard, but only I think in Bournemouth match they can maintain a clean sheet for Tottenham, and that's why I don't think that Eric Dyer now is a good move. You should ignore this kind of move. He's nailed, I know, but I don't think he will maintain clean sheet in near future. The 10th option is Foden, and 84k manager transferring him in Foden, but I don't think it's a nice move because he has blank game week in 12, so you never want a player to buy as a blank game week player, so that's a thing you should consider, and that's why Foden is ignore. Now I will move on to the sell category, and first player you need to sell is Reece James because he has long-term injury. He can also miss the World Cup, and that's why it's an easy sell. And also the second sell is Luis Diaz. He also injured, so he is also injured his knee, so he's easy sell for these two. Now move on to the next two, and it's Madison. It's something interesting that he will miss the Leeds match, but after that he will play. So you can sell him if you have other if you have other area to deal with in your team. You can sell him because in a last match where he played against Crystal Palace, he's playing well. So after the Leeds match, I think he will back, and he can obviously be a good option then. But at present, if you cannot deal with other problem in your team, or you need to sell a player who are blank, then you can go for Madison to be sold, and I think it's a good sell. The fourth option is Jesus. People are selling Jesus. 267k managers selling Jesus ahead of game week 12, and I think it's a nice move because you need to get rid of some of the Arsenal and Manchester City player, and I think selling Jesus looks nice because you cannot sell someone like Martinelli who is very cheap and scoring goal. Also Haaland or Cancelo, Foden, they are in the team, so you can sell obviously Jesus, but it's a good move I think because there are a lot of forward now, Tony, Mitrovic and also Firmino there, so you can obviously sell Gabriel Jesus. Now move on to the next two, and people are selling Kevin De Bruyne, and I think it's a good move because he is 12.4 million and he will be blanked. in game week 12, and you can go for obviously later Foden from Manchester City, who is 8.3 million now. So that's why I think selling Kevin De Bruyne is a nice option, and it's a good option because he's in good form and he also gives aces to Haaland. But I think if you don't think of triple up Manchester City asset, then you can obviously sell Kevin De Bruyne. And the sixth option is Alexander Arnold. In last match where he played against Manchester City, he was surprisingly involved and playing 1 minute. He is now fit and he will obviously play, but I don't think buying Alexander Arnold is a good option because in last match they maintained clean sheet against Manchester City, but before that they are not playing well. So that's why I don't think selling Alexander Arnold is a good option, but it's an optional option because there are other area in your team you should deal with it, and that's why I think selling Alexander Arnold is optional. Now move on to the next two, and it's Cancelo, and I don't think you need to sell Cancelo now. Because he can hurt you in near future, so you can obviously keep him, and that's the move I think. But if you don't have other if you have 10 or 8 player or 9 player in your team, then obviously you can sell Cancelo because he has a blank game week, but it's not a likely move for you because Cancelo is very attacking player. The 8-1 people is selling is Martinelli, but I am not recommending it because his value is rises 6.7, where he started 6 million in the season beginning. Selling Martinelli is not a good idea, but it's an optional option because he has a blank game week. I think Martinelli should be in your team because he will playing Southampton and Nottingham Forest in game week 13 and 14, and he is very cheap, and that's why he is in this. Now move on to the last two, and people are selling Foden and Haaland. I don't think that's a nice move, and you should ignore this kind of selling. You shouldn't sell Foden because he can play in the left wing and right wing. He always starting for Manchester City in English Premier League, so you keep Cancelo. In last 5 match he got 42 points, where his point per match ratio is 8.4, his goal winning ratio is 0.69. this means he is in great form. That's why you should ignore this kind of selling. The 10th people selling are Haaland, 91k managers selling Haaland, and I know that it will hurt them in game week 13, 14 and 15, even 16th if you don't brought them in. And Haaland in last 5 matches got 46 points, scoring 6 goals and also provide 2 assists, and his point per match is 9.2. and you don't need to sell this kind of player who is in great form and he always score goal, and that's why you should get him in your team now. But I don't think it's not in 12 because he has blank game, but after that you obviously need him, and don't sell him now. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video, and if you are new in this channel, please subscribe this channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Happy fantasy, good luck for your team.